Yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Real Madrid versus Pachuca, 3-1. Finally, a European team shows what a European team should be showing throughout this whole tournament. And that's not to say, I don't know how many times I have to say, there's no such thing as small teams. So it's no wonder, as no surprise to anybody, that Pachuca, Flamengo, Al Hilal, Botafogo are playing the football that they're playing. You know, these are teams that are now comprised of ex-European players that used to play in Europe in big teams. Al Hilal, the Saudi Reeb, is pretty much comprised of all European players. So it should come to no one's surprise that these teams are actually almost about to beat, or are beating, in the case of Flamengo beating Chelsea, European teams. And in that case, I said it in the Flamengo versus Chelsea game, that they won because of Chelsea's errors, not because they played that much better than Chelsea. They took advantage and they took the opportunities that Chelsea pretty much just handed to them, and they won the game. And credit to them. Absolute credit to them. They fully deserved it, and good on Flamengo. And Pachuca, the same thing. 25 shots, 8 of those shots, if I'm not mistaken, on goal. And they could have won this game. Definitely, they could have absolutely won this game, especially at the beginning when Asensio, again with a mistake. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to say it's because of I don't know if people are aware of this, the accusations that have been hurled against him. I'm not going to mention what they are. Maybe, I don't know, too sensitive for some people. But everybody knows pretty much, or should know, especially Real Madrid fans, what he's been accused of. And it's no small thing. So maybe that's also kind of just screwing up with him. So who knows? But that was a red card. I heard some people saying that they didn't think that was a red card. Absolutely, that was a red card. Nothing against Asensio. I'm someone that absolutely backs up Asensio to be a starter. I think that's your future right there, alongside Hausen. You should definitely, especially if you're a Real Madrid fan, you should definitely back up someone like Asensio. Asensio is a crazy, crazy talented player. Not even Sergio Ramos, and this is gonna probably piss some people off. You're not gonna agree. That's fine. Sergio Ramos wasn't that great when he started at Real Madrid. I still remember, what the hell is this? I didn't think he sucked, but yeah, he wasn't that great. He wasn't that good when he started in Real Madrid. What he had was fearless. That's what Sergio Ramos was to Real Madrid when he first arrived. Fearless. There was no talent in Sergio Ramos. He wasn't technically talented. He wasn't great with the ball or anything like that. And I think I dare say that it doesn't mean that he's going to be better than Sergio Ramos, but Asensio, way better than Sergio Ramos, at least in the beginning. His first year, absolutely. Asensio is much better, or at least is starting off better than Sergio Ramos did when he started his Real Madrid career. I think you should back him up. Definitely should back him up. Now, as for the foul, yeah, it was a foul. He had a whole fistful of the guy's jersey, Rondon's jersey. So that was a foul. If he didn't do that, it was going to be pretty much him, even though he was going at an angle, Rondon. So I think he still had to shoot from an angle. And then you got Thibaut Courtois, which isn't, a bum of a goalkeeper. Probably could have blocked it, who knows. But I would have wished that he would have not touched them and maybe rounded over so he could at least kind of block him. Maybe not. I mean, he was going fast, so maybe he wouldn't have gotten there in time. I don't know. He just panicked, I think. This whole thing with what he's going on personally, maybe that affected him. But definitely that was a red card. And after that, I thought, oh, here we go again. Real Madrid are going to make a shit show of this whole game, and it didn't end up happening. If anything, I think Real Madrid said, yeah, we're going to play better. And they absolutely played a lot better. Way better, especially with that goal. All 3 goals were great goals from Real Madrid. The first goal from Jude Bellingham, which Gonzalo Garcia with a little flick. Gonzalo Garcia played a hell of a game. I hope he's another one that gets more minutes during when the La Liga starts. Definitely, I think he's going to be playing this whole tournament. But I definitely hope that he gets playing time. Arda Güler is another one that should be playing. I hope he finally gets the minutes that he needs to play. You got to back this guy up as well. I think he's Real Madrid's midfielder. I do still think that they need to get a replacement for Toni Kroos, Modric. You got to put this guy to play. Finally, please put Arda Güler to play. What a game that he had. And the same thing goes with Gonzalo Garcia. Even though it's too early to tell, but definitely put Gonzalo Garcia to play. Absolutely. The little flick to Fran Garcia. And Fran Garcia, smart, also I thought had a good game. But maybe you should also consider getting someone as a replacement for Fran Garcia. But I thought Fran Garcia was going to pass it right to Vinicius. And that was a very telegraphed pass to Vinicius. And thankfully, he waited that split second to be able to pass it to Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, with his left foot of all, he ends up scoring a banger of a goal. So good to have Madrid down 10 men only 10 men, and then they end up creating a play like that and a goal, superb goal. The second goal as well, marvelous goal, Vinicius to Trent. I thought Trent had a really good game, except one play when I think it was Kennedy, and he could have made the tackle before that. When Kennedy was he was I think 1v1 almost with Courtois, because Trent couldn't really get to him, but Trent could have gotten to the ball. I think he could have made the tackle beforehand. You could tell there was that lack of confidence. Should I not? Look, Trent in Liverpool I thought would have made that tackle, but then again, Trent as a defender, he has his days where he's a really good defender, but then many times I've seen it in Liverpool, and I'm not the only one I think to think this. Guy might as well be playing another sport. Like, there's no defense at all. And in that occasion, that play, that one play, he should have made the tackle. Yeah, it was inside the box, but that's where you show the elite player that you are, the player that won a Champions League, the player that won 2 Premier Leagues. That's my only complaint with Trent right there. But Trent, in the second goal, participating and passing it to Gonzalo Garcia, and the perfect pass, the IQ on Gonzalo Garcia, passing it to Arda Güler, and Arda Güler with the finish. I couldn't believe it. Like, no way are they going to score 2 goals with only 10 men. But yes, it's happening. It's actually happening, and you got the 2-0. And then the 3-0, Valverde, Ibrahim Diaz that came in the second half. Little in-swinger to Valverde. I thought it was going to be ruled off maybe for offside or a foul on the keeper, just because of the way the keeper fell. Like, he fell on his knees, really, really strange, really weird. But you got the 3-0. And then obviously Pachuca get the deflection shot with the 3-1, with Montiel deflecting off Tchouaméni. Real Madrid end up winning the game in class, playing really well. And that's the way that should play. The only thing I got to say is that all the plays that Pachuca had were, again, because Real Madrid let them play. Real Madrid, zero pressing. When they don't have the ball, absolutely no pressing whatsoever. They just let you play. There was so much space for Pachuca to be able to play and create these chances that they end up creating. So that's the only thing that I hope Xabi Alonso ends up tweaking and fixing. Everything else was good, and obviously they got everybody knows they're gonna get more players. But even if you don't got these players, I feel that that's like such a cop out. It's such a huge excuse, BS excuse that like, well, we don't have this one. We got Alaba that's sick or injured, and Militao, and we still don't have Modric is 40. What do you expect of him? It's like, no, it's still Real Madrid. The backups still should be able to play good football enough to be able to tie, to win, to score goals. My God, you should be able to score goals with a Real Madrid BC team. I'm sorry. Yes, the game has changed. All these other teams are no joke. They actually have, competitive. They actually play really good. They're the champions of their league. So they do have something. We're not just talking about any team. Still, it's Real Madrid. It's a European team. The money, the scouting, everything that goes into forming these teams, you have to show that you can play football. Glad Real Madrid actually won. I'm glad for Xabi Alonso, who seemed like he was about to have a semi-heart attack against Al Hilal, and he finally ends up getting the win that he needed. Anyways, guys, that's all I want to talk about. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.